This is a rapid summary of The Hard Thing About Hard Things by Ben Horowitz. There are three main points to this book. First, embracing the struggle as the unavoidable and defining reality of leadership. Second, understanding the critical difference between being a peacetime CEO and a wartime CEO. And third, the necessity of making difficult, people-focused decisions without a simple formula. Let's explore the first point, embracing the struggle. Horowitz defines the struggle as the constant, grinding pressure a leader feels when things are going wrong and there are no easy answers. It's when you're questioning your own abilities and wondering why you ever thought this was a good idea. The core message here is not to avoid or suppress this feeling, but to acknowledge and even embrace it. The struggle is not a sign of weakness. It is a sign that you are building something meaningful. Horowitz advises leaders to be honest with themselves, avoid isolating themselves, and understand that this psychological battle is the real work of a CEO. There is no recipe for managing it, only the will to endure. The second point is the distinction between a peacetime CEO and a wartime CEO. In peacetime, a company has a significant advantage over its competition and the market is growing. The leader's job is to expand the market and foster creativity. The style is collaborative and empowering. In wartime, however, the company is fighting for its life against an existential threat, a competitor, a market crash, or a technological shift. The wartime CEO must be laser-focused on survival. This often requires a more direct, command and control style of leadership. Horowitz uses his own experience leading his company LoudCloud through the dot-com crash as a prime example. He had to make brutal decisions to save the company, acting as a wartime CEO. The key lesson for any professional is to correctly diagnose the situation you're in and adapt your leadership style accordingly. Using a peacetime approach during a war is a recipe for failure. The third and final point covers the practical execution of hard decisions for which there are no silver bullets. Horowitz provides unflinching advice on the messiest parts of management. For example, when it comes to layoffs, he argues against the shit sandwich, the technique of burying criticism between two compliments. Instead, he advises leaders to be direct, take full responsibility, train managers on how to deliver the news, and be visible to the entire company immediately afterward. Similarly, when hiring senior executives, he advises hiring for their strengths, not for a lack of weakness. You need someone who is world-class at the single most important skill for the role, even if they have other flaws. These hard things, firing loyal employees, demoting friends, delivering bad news, are what truly define a leader's character and the company's culture. In summary, the hard thing about hard things is not a guide for preventing problems. It's a guide for navigating them when they inevitably arrive. It provides a raw, honest look at the psychological toll and immense responsibility of leadership. A key takeaway is that true leadership is defined not when things are easy, but by how you handle the hard things, the moments of intense pressure that have no clear playbook. As Horowitz writes, the hard thing isn't making a big, bold, and audacious goal. The hard thing is laying people off when you miss the goal. For related reading, consider Andy Grove's High Output Management for a more systematic approach to operational excellence, and 0 to 1 by Peter Thiel for a strategic view on building a valuable company from the very beginning.